Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective, and in today's video I'm doing my predictions for WWE Wrestlepalooza 2025. So starting off with the WWE Championship match, which is Cody Rhodes defending against Drew McIntyre in a match that, though it feels like it's been a long build, has also been very thrown together. I expected when Cody Rhodes returned on SmackDown that this wouldn't be on Wrestlepalooza and that this would have been extended out till Crown Jewel, so we could get a proper build between Cody and Drew, and not just Drew carrying the feud. But that wasn't the case. But for me, just because this is so thrown together, I can't see Cody losing the title here. I wish he would be. I wish I could sit here and say that McIntyre is going to become the new WWE champion. I would love that. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be Cody Rhodes to retain here, and maybe Drew McIntyre wins the WWE Championship from him, maybe more towards the Royal Rumble. I don't think Cody's going to have it going into WrestleMania. So, yeah, I feel like having Drew kind of lose here, then recover and come back into the main event scene, as I said, probably around Royal Rumble time, would actually fit quite well. And having him going in champion going into WrestleMania would be really cool as well. But yeah, for me, I can't see Cody losing the title here. Following that, we have the reunited Usos, so Jimmy and Jey Uso, taking on the Visions, Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. And for me, this is quite simple. I can see the Usos having a breakdown of communication. They're not going to be quite the same they were back in 2022, 2023 times. And Bronson and Bron are going to take advantage of that. Probably beat the crap out of them for a while. But I can see the Vision, Bron and Bronson, getting the win here, just because the communication will completely break down between Jimmy and Jey, especially on the Jey side, who seems to be going more heelish, or at least a bit more serious, which I kind of get. But this whole thing with LA Knight is very confusing because I don't understand where they're going with this, as far as like one of them is... It feels like one of them is going to turn heel, but it feels like neither of them should turn heel. So I'm not sure what the storyline here. I'm curious to see what the outcome of that's going to be before I judge it too harshly. But yeah, for me here, it makes the most sense to give the Bronsons the win here, just because it kind of helps them out. It gives them a big win over one of the best teams like ever. And yeah, a lot of it makes sense as far as like the Usos having a complete breakdown and then them taking advantage of that, and also it gives them a big win on a big pay-per-view. So yeah, for me, I want to go with the Vision, Reed and Breakker to get the win here. After that, we have the match for the vacant Women's World Championship, where we have former champion Io Sky taking on Stephanie Vaquer. And for me, this is kind of depending. I really want to sit here and say that these two are going to put on a classic match. There's going to be no interference, no shenanigans like there has been the last two matches they've had, and they're just going to go out and have an absolute fantastic match, which we know that both of them can do. But Asuka is moving very suspiciously, and I can't help but feel like she's 100% going to get involved here. Now, whether she helps Io get the win here, or whether she costs Io, is like kind of where I'm undecided. Because from one case, I can see, Asuka costing the title, she turns heel, we go into a feud with Io and Asuka, and then Stephanie can win the title and go on to a feud with somebody else. At the same time, I can see Io maybe turning heel here, accepting Asuka and Kairi's help, and then they become a heel faction again. Now, I say that because there's a lot of women's babyfaces on Raw right now. If you look at the top few, you've got Vaquer who's a face, Io who's a face, and Rhea who's a face. Someone has to be a heel within all this. Obviously, we had Naomi, but she's obviously going to have a baby, so we need that heel factor back. I thought maybe Rhea would have been a very good fit for a heel character here and kind of give her something different to do, but it doesn't seem like we're going that way. So it kind of makes sense that Io kind of fills that role. But for me, as far as predictions go anyway, I'm going to go with Stephanie Vaquer to get the win. I can see Asuka kind of becoming that top heel, as I've just talked about. And then we kind of get Io versus Asuka, and then Asuka then goes on to face Stephanie Vaquer and challenge her for a World Championship match in the future. But yeah, it makes the most sense to put the title on Stephanie. I would have said to put the title on Stephanie if this match had been... If the Crown Jewel... If the Evolution... No. Whenever we were supposed to get Naomi versus Vaquer... Clash in Paris, that's the one. I would have backed Vaquer to get the win there, because I feel like they're going to do Vaquer versus Rhea at Crown Jewel in Australia, because it makes the most sense with Rhea's hometown being in that place. So, yeah, I'm going to go Stephanie Vaquer to get the win here. I know that was a bit of a mess of a prediction part, but yeah, I can see that, and then maybe Asuka turns heel on Io during or after the match. Following that, we have the mixed tag team match, arguably like the biggest mixed tag team match of all time, where we have Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch taking on CM Punk and AJ Lee. And for me, this is the most predictable match on the card, right? Like, Punk and AJ are getting the win here. It makes the most sense to go that way. You can then lead that into Punk getting his rematch for the world title, AJ getting the title match against Becky Lynch. Maybe a crown jewel, maybe they hold it off till Survivor Series, or maybe these two are both involved in War Games, which I can also see. But yeah, no, just I'd probably say this is the easiest one to predict. Surely is that they're not going to bring AJ in after what 10 years and then have her lose her first match back. I feel like that's not very WWE to do. It would be a very big up on a show that has, maybe a few heel stuff going on, with the bronze. Obviously, Cody is not the most popular person right now, and then you've got obviously the heel turn of Asuka, which I think is going to happen. So yeah, I feel like this will be a good babyface moment for the crowd to pop. But yeah, for me, I think 100% Punk and AJ to get the win here. And finally, in the main event, we have the GOAT, John Cena, taking on the Beast, Brock Lesnar. And yeah, this is the hardest match to predict. I'm going back and forth on this a lot. So with Cena, it's kind of down to a statistic that they mentioned on Raw. Or they didn't mention it on Raw. They kind of put a thing on the screen and it said, pretty much, if Cena wins this match, it's his 100th WWE career win. Which is obviously a very big thing. I don't understand why they want to have him to get this here on pay-per-view. But at the same time, do you bring Brock back and have him lose his first match? I know that's what they did in 2012, ironically, against John Cena, but I can't see Brock taking a pin here. I feel like Brock's probably going to stick around, obviously, longer than John Cena does, like, for this run. Do I think Brock's going to be around full-time? Absolutely not. It wouldn't shock me, actually, if he shows up here, we have the match, and he doesn't show up again until Royal Rumble season, and then declares for the Rumble. But I can't. But then at the same time, it's like, do you have John Cena lose here? It's one of his biggest foes. He's someone who Cena has put over massively in the past. Obviously, yes, Cena won the return match to Extreme Rules 2012, but then you look at SummerSlam 2014 when Cena got the absolute crap kicked out of him by Brock. So it's a tough one to call. I feel like, for me, I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar to get the win because I can't see Brock taking a pin. Especially if, like, we're going to, apparently, due to reports, we're getting like a more beast incarnate kind of, the late 2010s run from Brock where he just beats the crap out of everybody. Like, he barely lost then. So for me, I said I'm going to back Brock to get the win, but honestly, this is so unpredictable and I can't wait to see this match go down because I honestly have no clue which way this is going to go. And yeah, that's what makes this so fun to watch, essentially. So yeah, I mean, it's a match. It's probably the match I'm looking forward to the most. I think if they leave Stephanie and Io to just have a match, that'll be probably one of the ones I'm looking forward to the most. But yeah, this one is, as I said, so unpredictable that, I can't help but just be excited for it. But yeah, as a prediction, I'm going to go with Brock Lesnar to get the win. So those are my predictions for WWE Wrestlepalooza 2025. Do put in the comments below what your predictions are, especially like what you think is going to happen with Brock and Cena. I'm very interested to get people's takes on that, as I honestly, as I said, have no idea who's actually going to get the win in that one, as well as all the other matches. We can have a good discussion about them in the comments below. Yeah, and do subscribe and all that good stuff. There's a lot of coverage coming up, obviously Wrestlepalooza as well as AEW All Out, and then next week there's also No Mercy and Victory Road from NXT and TNA. So a lot of coverage of a lot of stuff going on over the next couple of weeks, as well as a list I've just had on the channel, which is my top 50 favourite pay-per-views of all time, so do check that out as well. And yeah, do leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Do subscribe if you enjoy wrestling content. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.